is a playoff edition. I am Mike Downhour here with head football coach and athletic director Benji Lewis. And, Coach, I know I was out of town. I missed the last game. Man, I missed a 49-13 mud fest.
Yeah.
Tell me about that win against Pineville.
Well, it was wet.
Yeah.
No, it was good, man. We, obviously the last 2 weeks we had some issues. Playing good teams for one thing, and that tends to happen, but also just, some internal things with our guys. Just, I think some doubt and things like that crept in, which we talked a lot about, how to handle that and cope with that and to overcome that. It was a good time for that Pineville game. I do respect Pineville a lot, or their coach. I know him well, and I know that's a tough place. But our guys went down there. There was a lot of worries with us. We had Carter, Boyd, obviously Miss Crystal, his mom.
Yeah, we're about to talk about her.
Carter, we found out on Friday, Max Scrubs, our center, can't hold nothing down. He's throwing up at home. So we have to make a quick transition with a guy who hadn't snapped it much.
Oh, wow.
And say, look, it's rainy, it's wet, and we need to make sure the ball gets there. And I don't think if we did, we had one bad snap, but I can't remember it. But yeah, had a really great offensive showing. A lot of good things happened there. Defensively, I really think we just played lights out football. The movement that they had outside of when the 2s and 3s went in, we were able to play everybody. They got on kickoff returns, open kickoff return. They take down inside the 30 and we just stone them.
I was able to watch that, yes.
And I was really proud of us for that, because that was something that, to me, you look back now and you say, that's a good thing that happened, because we've dealt with adversity there in the last 2 games. And, they're right there on the doorstep. And we, we were able to get the stop there. And then, in the first half still, but a little later on, same type thing. They have a big play, get down, inside the 30, and then we're able to get the stop. So I felt like it was a good team effort. As a coach, it's nerve-wracking, but it's always good when you can get those 2s and 3s in.
Yes.
Because,
yes.
Look, they work hard, too.
They do.
They work hard in this program. And
they wear that same jersey.
Yeah, and we talk about their role a lot, being during the week and what they do. And I know. I know it's tough on them, but I'm not lying to them when I say that. Their role is a very, very important one. And to be able to reward them with some playing time and opportunity to make plays and get film and do things like that, I enjoyed the night a lot.
Well, because of that victory, you guys made it to the playoffs, and that's why we've got Crystal Boyd over here.
Yeah. Yes,
Crystal is the president of the OPHS Football Booster Club.
I am.
And we are in a little bit of a dilemma here. Why don't you explain why? Look at that camera there and tell us what's going on.
Absolutely, yeah. So one of the things that comes with the playoffs is travel. We are sitting around all weekend long. We're waiting to find out who we're going to play, which means where we're going to play. And so finding out on Sunday that we were going to be in Destrehan.
Again.
That is not an easy trip. That's not an easy trip for me when I'm driving my vehicle down and I'm in an air conditioning situation where I'm behind the wheel. So, what we immediately recognize as a booster club is we are there to support the boys, to give them what they need, and that is just too long of a trip to make on a school bus.
Well, now, we talked before the show here. We talked about, I remember a few years ago, the Ouachita team didn't have the money for the buses and took those Yellowhound school buses all the way down south of Baton Rouge to Plaquemine.
Yeah.
And Coach, when those kids got off that bus, they were beat up.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that as in our guys need to be pampered and all that, but my goodness, when you're already that physically done when you get off of a bus, that's why you need to go more with the tour bus. So how much money do you need, and how can we get this?
So one of the things that a lot of people are surprised with is the cost that comes with having a charter bus. What we're looking at is we're at about $6,500 for 2 buses. That's just 2. So that's the players and the coaches getting there.
Coaches, offense ride one, defense the other. Is that how it works?
Much, okay. Yeah. And I will, not to cut in too much, but that price, and last year we went to Santa Monica, not much difference. That was about $1,600 increase from one year to the next for the same 2 buses.
Yeah. So, cost of everything goes up. So, that means that when we're talking about who absorbs that cost, what we want to be able to do with the Booster Club is we want to say, like, let's come together. Like, let's let the community not necessarily absorb the cost, but support the cost so that we have safety in travel. You know, to have a chartered bus, you've got professional drivers that, you know, are able to make that drive, but it also creates leg room for these guys.
Sure.
You know, none of these guys are little. You know, even the small ones, they're not little. So you get some leg room for them. They're showing up. They're hydrated. They're not overheated. They're refreshed and ready to go. And so what we're asking is just that as a community we come together. And I have to brag and say already as a community we have raised a significant amount of money. We've had some amazing alumni that have just jumped in feet first. And so we're really kind of at a halfway mark. And so that's still a lot of money. We're still looking at raising around $3,000.
Okay, and one of the things you had said before the show is that Ouachita doesn't have many of those alumni that would just, here's $3,000. Here, go here. Yeah. Here's two. Just go get two buses. And we're having to nickel and dime it more with $20, $50, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the thing that I love about Ouachita is that it is a community of families. So these are families that work hard, that earn a good living, but you know, nobody's just sitting around saying, you know what, I need a tax write-off every year. Let me give you $100,000 to help run your football program.
Coach, would you take that?
Yeah,
every day.
Yeah, every day. Yeah. So that's where, for us, the Booster Club is a vital part of what allows these athletes to not just be successful on the field, but to feel their worth and value is being bigger than that. That there is a community behind them.
How do it's Wednesday, and you're getting on the buses in less than 48 hours here, Coach. So how do we get money to you? Tell us the ways we can do this. And I know some people are tuned in live right now.
Yeah,
others will watch this show later. Tell us how to get money to you.
So the one thing we were able to set up this year is a website. So that really is going to be the easiest way. So going to www.ophsboosterclub.com. Homepage, there is a link right there on the homepage. There is a link at the top of the page that says donations, and so that's going to be the easiest way to do it. You know, and if somebody wants to make a bigger donation, but I know holidays are coming up, it has an afterpay option, so you can spread out over the 4 payments.
So I can pay out. I can tell you I'm going to pay it and then pay it later.
Absolutely, absolutely. We wanted to be able to have options that worked for the families that are involved with Ouachita, that the community needs, the things that we were getting feedback on to say, you know, look, payday doesn't come for another 4 days, but I really want to help out. So when we have these time crunches, that's part of where the website really lets us be able to do that. And so, you know, if there is a business, if you want to be able to cut a check, we absolutely will pick it up. You know, we will take care of the legwork for you.
And I want anybody that wants on-air mentions or shout-outs or, you know, thank yous.
Absolutely.
You get that list to me, and we will give every single one of them a big thank you from the game Friday night.
Absolutely. So we have a list of everyone who's donated, and we will absolutely be able to even just run social media posts. Special thanks to them. And, you know, if somebody wants to sponsor and give a higher amount, we will make sure that, you know, that they are honored and recognized, because a thank you doesn't go far enough to be able to understand the impact that this makes for these guys.
$3,000 for a bus that holds, what, 55?
Yeah, 54.
54? Yeah. Okay, what is that per kid? What are we averaging? My Ouachita math,
I haven't even thought about that.
I sponsor a kid. I'm going to sponsor 2 kids, you know. And
it sounds like $25 about, isn't it? I mean,
it'd be about 60.
I mean, I'm a football coach.
60 per kid?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why our Ouachita math isn't yours.
Yeah.
That's why you're treasurer and president, and we're not.
Yeah.
$60 a kid. Yeah. How many kids do you want to sponsor to ride the bus to go to Destrehan?
I mean, I think that's a good way.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
OPHSBoosterClub.org.
So, OPHBoosterClub.com.
OPHSBoosterClub.com.
And if you have a hard time finding that, we have a Facebook page. The football program has a Facebook page that shares our posts. So we try to provide multiple ways to find that. But even if you just go in and Google Ouachita Booster Club, it will pull up. We want to make sure that if somebody forgets to write it down, or they're thinking, I listened to that show and I can't remember all the letters that were in there.
They're watching on Facebook right now, so they'll have that.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to make sure that that's available. And absolutely, they can call the school. If they want to just call the school and check in and find out how to do that, we want to make it as easy as possible.
Now, Miss President Crystal, are you going to come to me next week after Ouachita wins and want this again? Coach, you answer this one.
Well, I'll tell you what. If we win this week, I just said
can we say when we win?
That's what I'm saying.
This week,
yeah.
I think either way we would have a home playoff game.
Okay.
You look at it, if the higher seed wins, they would not have traveled, so they would travel. If the lower seed wins, we're the higher of those two lower seeds.
So they're coming to your house no matter what.
So next week, I don't think
no buses needed for next week.
This is an aspect that all successful teams have. They have a support. I don't think you can do it just on the wins and losses and the guys. It takes a village to do this too. Just like raising a kid or educating a kid or anything like that, it takes a support group of people that are dedicated to ensuring the resources are there for the betterment of the team, for these kids. I don't want to put, taking for example, Coach Phillips, who will be on later. He's our offensive coordinator. He's also a
he would have to drive a bus.
CDL driver.
Yes.
He's got to be thinking about the game plan and the well-being of the 50-something kids on that bus. That's tough, man. I mean, I'm telling you, as a steel CDL license holder, it is tough because that's what you're thinking about. It's a big vehicle. Not most people are not used to driving a bus every day.
And it's a long way to Destrehan.
It's a long way, So this alleviates a lot of those situations. It's definitely more comfortable. It's definitely takes the role of the coaches in driving and that responsibility.
They need to coach, not drive.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you that for 4.5 hours, that's tiresome to do that. So.
All right. Well, all right. So, any final words about the Pineville win or the selection? Because I know LHSA kind of delayed things a little bit because of a lawsuit.
Mean, we could take the rest of the time.
Okay. Well, let's not do that.
So let's not.
Okay.
No, we're happy to be in. Obviously, we're happy to be in the playoffs. Looking forward to it. Every team's good in this. It's not. Hey, they're a pushover or anything like that. Every team's good, and we're just trying to slide right.
Okay. OPHS football.
OPHS
boosterclub.com. I even wrote it down. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to sponsor a kid, $60. We let you know on OPHSboosterclub.com, Facebook, or any other way. So we just need to get these buses taken care of. Guys, we have 36 hours to do this.
That's
so
right.
Let's get on this.
Yes.
Crystal Boyd, thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
As the Booster Club president. And we will talk, hopefully, about that next bus trip.
That's right.
Maybe the one to the Dome. How about that?
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sounds
all right.
good.
I like that.
Sounds good.
All right. You're tuned into the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. Who we have tonight?
There you go.
Okay. Who we got tonight?
Yeah. Changed it up a little bit. I did bring the coordinators back. Coach Jimmy Sampson, our defensive coordinator, linebackers coach. Coach B.J. Phillips, offensive coordinator and quarterback coach. We kind of run low on the seniors. So I said I would, ask and see who was available out of that big junior class that we have. Was able to bring Montrell Connor Jr., the quarterback, number 11.
And who's that little guy there wearing that 99?
You better expand that that camera out because that's my boy, A.J. Washington, number 99.
Yep.
Both these guys are juniors and guys that, we're looking forward to having, obviously, the rest of this year, but in that great junior class that we've, had come up and has stayed together and even brought some new ones in. And a big focal point for our school is that junior football team, that class.
Well, I mean, it's the team of tomorrow.
That's
it
right.
literally is. So, All right. Well, we will talk to them on the other side of this break. This is the Benji, and thank you, Crystal, for joining us. This is the Benji Lewis Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Catahoula's Restaurant on Desert Street in Monroe. We'll be back right after this break.
Big rig wrecks can lead to life-changing injuries. I'm Christian Creed. As an accident investigator for over 40 years and a former insurance adjuster, I know what insurance companies are looking for. Combine that with our experience and local team, including accident reconstructionists, economists, and engineers, we work hard together to leave no stone unturned to build the strongest case for you and your family. Remember, if you've been injured in an accident, let us go to work for you. Call Creed & Creed today. We're your local injury attorneys.
Hi, I'm Chris Lewis, the proud owner of Coney Island Connection. For nearly 20 years now, we've served the Oklahomites with our fast, friendly service and our famous chili cheeseburgers and our famous chili cheese dogs. Well, the chili is homemade. I'm asking you to stop by today and give us a try. We also serve hot tamales, roast beef po' boy, fried pickles, and much more. We even serve funnel cake.
Randall Garvin's Captain Avery Seafood and Specialty Meats is now open. 2 incredible and delicious institutions now under one roof. Fresh cut steaks, stuffed meats, and wraps.
He's got fresh seafood of every kind, along with boiled shrimp, barbecue ribs, sausage, and chicken. Plus, there's always grab-and-go dishes if you're not cooking.
Randall's is also taking ham and turkey orders for the holidays.
Randall's Captain Avery Seafood and Specialty Meats, 1 block off 165 at 2607 Fur Rand, Monroe.
Hi, I'm Melanie, class of 2018.
Hi, I'm Matthew, class of 2020. And our dad owns Mel's Towing.
We don't want your arm and leg, we just want your toe.
343-9998.
Go on!
Hey, football fans! Why do you think every generation since 1948 keeps coming back to Tillman Tire? Quality tires at competitive prices, sure, but our service is what keeps them coming back year after year. Tillman customers know we'll do the job right the first time and have you on your way fast. Come see us for tires and brakes Monday through Saturday. Tillman Tire and Wheel, Cypress Street, West Monroe, and Highway 80 Monroe.
Tillman Tire,
a proud sponsor of high school football.
Welcome back to the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. Mike Downhour here with you. We're broadcasting live from Catahoula's. With me now, offensive coordinator B.J. Phillips. And this guy, you might know him as the quarterback, this guy number 11, Montrell Connor Jr. Man, welcome to the show, both of you guys. Montrell, it's your first ride on here. So talk to us a little bit about what it's been like being a first-year Lion.
It's been great, you know. I'm just loving the atmosphere, loving all my teammates, all my coaches, you know, putting us in the best position to succeed. And, you know, I'm just loving everything about it so far.
All right, well, early on in the season, a lot of good success. And then those 4 teams that came along, and it was a little bit more difficult along those lines. What keeps you from getting too high on the wins and too lows in the losses?
Honestly, we just got to come out each and every week and just, you know,
but what about you?
Me personally, I feel like I just gotta keep my composure, just at a good level for my team, and because they feed off me, so I'm just thinking like I just gotta be that guy for them, and they just feed off me. So,
Coach, do you tell them suck it up, Buttercup?
Yeah, I mean, I told him, you know, the first time we had a conversation, you know, the position you play is unlike any other. You've got, you know, 10 other guys on the field that look to you for, as you said, to keep your composure and to always be that leader, whether it's vocal or, you know, by your play. And he's done a great job of that. But somebody has to have, you know, level-headed,
sure,
whether we're in the ups, the downs, and he's done a really good job of that.
All right, well, let's talk about Pineville, both you guys. Turned out a mud fest, which, you know, on a natural field can really be a problem and all that. But look at it. I mean, what was that final score, 49-13? That's pretty sweet. Talk to us about getting that early start and what that meant.
Getting an early start meant, I mean, it just, you know, put a spark in the team, you know, helped us build some more confidence going into the playoff weeks, you know, and then just getting the younger guys some time, you know, just basically just getting our confidence back.
Well, and I'm going to go ahead and I wasn't going to do this, but I will now. To show my age, I'm over 40. I used to call you Daddy's name out on the radio when he was Ouachita Lion doing all of his business and all that. So we're proud to have you as a Ouachita Lion.
I'm glad to be back.
Absolutely. Coach, what's it been like having him as quarterback?
You know, it's a big difference from last year to this year.
Well,
obviously.
last year was, I mean, you went through the quarterbacks last year.
Yeah, for sure. You know, when you have a guy like Zach Jackson, he is that, you know, that alpha on the field. And when a guy like that goes down, And you saw it last year. You kind of scramble, and you scramble for answers, and you scramble for a guy that can fill in and kind of fill that void. And no discredit to CJ or to Jarvis, who started some of the last few games last year, but we didn't have that guy that everybody could trust and depend on in the big moments. And I knew, with Montreal coming back, it was, all I've ever heard and seen is athleticism.
Right.
But him being that vocal guy and the guy that you can depend on, like I said earlier, whether it's, we're in the thick of it or, in the valleys, but just having that guy that you can look at, and that look in his eye that lets everybody else know that it's going to be okay. We just got to keep going. And
even when it's not okay, Montreal, we look at it and left side caves in on you, or play gets broken, you have to pick up a fumble of some type. And I've watched you turn that into a diamond sometimes. I mean, sometimes you get your tail kicked and tackle for a loss. Other times, though, my goodness, I mean, you turn it around, you turn it into a play. How does that make you feel? All right, you see fumble on the ground, you've got to get it. What's going through your mind?
Honestly, it's just picking the ball up and just trying to make something happen, and just put my team into a good position and not push us back farther than we already are, just go make something happen.
And I've watched you do that.
Stay composed, just make something happen.
And I've seen some other playmakers on the team do the same thing. But, as you focus on playmakers, that doesn't happen without those big uglies on that O-line, So that's where the whole team concept comes in and where it turns out so it just looks good as a whole unit when you guys do that. Coach, what playoffs came, you've got the Destrehan Wildcats again.
Yes, sir. Talk to us about Destrehan, both of you guys, and what are you looking for? What's their defense, first of all? Well, one, Destrehan is just a great football program. They have, tradition. They're 2 years removed from state championship team. They play physical, they play hard, and they're really well coached. And just like any type of program, with that pedigree, they're multiple on defense. They'll give you a bunch of different looks and things that you have to prepare for. But their base is a 3-4. 3 down linemen, 4 backers. They'll go a 4-3 look, and they'll play 1 high safety. They'll play 2 high safety and kind of roll through some different coverages. So they do a lot of things, which most good programs do. They've got some good players at all 3 levels. Defensive line-wise, they're big. They're not very tall, but they're wide. Linebackers, they move side to side really well. In the secondary, skill guys, tall, lanky, can run. But they've also given up, quite a bit of points to some of the better teams that are on their schedule. So, they do look good. They are good. They're the number 10 seed for a reason. But they're not unbeatable. Right. All right, well, talk to us. Compare them to a team the Lions have played this year. I mean, and that may not even be a fair assessment, but who do you compare most to? Coach Lewis said it the other day. I think you're probably about to say the same thing I am. Franklin Parish. They look a lot like Franklin Parish.
And they were big.
Athletic everywhere, and big in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Their quarterback is not as elusive as the guy from Franklin Parish, which I don't think a whole lot of people are outside of the guy on my right. So, but what they do it very well. And defensively, they don't bring a whole lot of pressure. They will, but that's not traditionally what they want to do. If they see that you do have weaknesses up front, then they'll start trying to expose those weaknesses. But for the most part, they feel comfortable in their base, and they feel like they're good enough to play base and still be able to do the things that they want to do.
Montreal, you see a 3-4 looking at you. How bad do you want to hand that ball off to Dade?
Yeah, real bad, Just give him the ball, and he gonna make something happen.
Yes, he does a great job of that. Talk to us about what you're going to be looking for. Who do you key in on most when you're looking at a play and all that? What person are you looking at? What defender?
It just depends on the type of play we're running. Let's just say we got some type of read option, the backside end or play side end, or let's say we got some type of pass play. I'm reading the backer or the safety or the corner, or just trying to see what covers they in, see where to fit the ball in at.
Okay, Coach, what are you trying to teach them to look at when the defense shifts like that?
Well, this week is a little different just because they don't really shift with the motion. We've seen it a time or two on film, but, once again, they don't do anything extra because they feel like what they do is good enough. So it kind of changes his read keys depending on, what personnel we have, what formations we're in. And you're going to see something a little different this week, not really in our base regular tight end package, just because I don't really think that fares well for us this week. So we're going to try to spread the field a little bit more and give Montreal some quick easy reads, easy decisions, and get the ball out of his hand fast, and then incorporate some guys in both the run and the pass game.
Man, I am looking so forward to this. We've been to Destrehan a few times. I don't think we've ever taken a win out until this time. That's right. Montreal, that's your job, okay? Your job is to lead this, go down there. Hanville 2 years ago. Was it 2 years or 3 years ago? We went down there, and as we're getting ready, setting up, these people are asking us, they're so planning on beating us. They're like, well, if we win, we're going to be playing West Monroe next week. Where do we eat up there? Yeah. And I'm like, it's pregame and halftime, and you're asking me where to eat because you're going to beat us?
How'd that work out for you?
It did not work out well at all. So, yeah, I'm hoping Destrehan has that attitude. So, all right, other things you guys are excited about. By the way, we are trying to raise money to get that other bus for these players. Sponsor Montreal, $60. Any player on that bus, we still need about $3,000. So that is OPHSBoosterClub.com if you would like to help out with that, because they still need some more money, about another $3,000. So what's the difference I know with you driving, what's the difference in riding a Yellow Hound versus one of those big Mayo Tour buses?
Maybe just being comfortable on the bus, I know Coach Chan's driving. We speeding, you know what I'm saying?
We follow the buses. We know what he does.
Hey, point A to point B as fast as you can get there.
And I'm right behind you. So, yeah, I understand that. Okay, final thoughts about your playoff pairing as to were you hoping for somebody else, didn't matter. What were y'all looking for?
It doesn't really matter at this point. Coach Lewis had a saying the other day that he told the guys after, I think it was yesterday's practice, when you get to this point of the year, the numbers to the left of that name, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, because everybody's 0-0.
Everybody's good to get this far. There's 30-something teams that are, packed it up this week and cleaned out their lockers and things like that. So, at this point of the year, everybody is on even playing ground. And what we've tried to preach this week is we got to get back, find our groove again. And I thought we took a step towards that last week against Pineville. But now, kind of step up in competition. And if we can get back to doing what we do and play in the way that we know these guys can play, we can compete with any team in the state.
Montreal, what's the key to keeping everybody's head straight on a long road trip?
Honestly, just lock in. That's all I can say. I don't have no big speech for them. Just lock in, prepare yourself. That's really it.
I remember Coach John Carr talking on a show one time years ago, and he was so mad when he got off that bus. He's like, they think they're going to Six Flags. They think they're – and anyway, he took care of that, but it's better when the players do. So, all right, well, guys, best of luck to you Friday night. We'll obviously be there with you all on Facebook and on YouTube, and let's do this again next week for round 2 of the playoffs, okay?
Yes,
Montreal Connor Jr., offensive coordinator B.J. Phillips, we appreciate you. We're going to take a look at the defense and the little guys coming in right after this. You're tuned into the Benji Lewis Coaches Show.
If you or a loved one have been the victim of medical negligence or drug injury, we can help. Do what thousands of satisfied clients have done. Call Jeff Guerrero, the injury attorney, and go Guerrero.
Diamond Gun and Outdoor in Lake Shore. Clearly a cut above the others. Get ready for hunting season at your one-stop shop, Diamond Gun and Outdoors. Ammo, and check out the latest new and used rifles. Why hunt all over town when Diamond Gun and Outdoor in Lake Shore has everything you need, family owned and operated. Diamond Gun and Outdoor, 8203 Desert in Lake Shore, just down from Ray's PG. Diamond Gun and Outdoor, 8203 Desert, Lake Shore.
Last hailstorm, we called Weather Pro. They came out very quickly, inspected the house, did everything we needed to do, took care of all the paperwork, and took care of it quickly. After that was done, and they cleaned up everything and didn't have to worry about anything. There was no hassle, no nothing. It was great. They did a very professional job. I would highly recommend them for any job that you have for roofing needs.
Football fans, are you ready to score big this season? Johnny's Pizza House is the winning play for every game day with our new Pizza Squad Rewards app. Download it now from johnnysph.com/app and get in the game with $5 off your first in-app order. Every order earns you loyalty points, so you can rack up rewards faster than a running back hitting the end zone. Save your favorite orders, track your deliveries, and enjoy exclusive offers, all at your fingertips. Visit johnnysph.com/app. Enjoy the Pizza Squad today. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice of game day glory.
The staff at Community Health is all about service to the community. That's, we're trying to provide access to affordable, quality health care. And so with access comes service. And so you can't do that without having good staff.
Hey, sorry about that. Hey, we are back. Benji Lewis Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Catahoula's on Desert Street in Monroe. Mike Downhour here, and with me, Coach Sampson, defensive coordinator. Welcome back, man.
How you doing?
Always good to have you here with us.
Yes, sir.
And who's this little guy you brought with you here?
This little guy is A.J. Washington.
Yeah, number 99.
Yes, sir.
Let me go ahead and give that 6 foot. You still 322?
320.
Okay, all right. just wondering how much you were going to fess up to there. Guys, first of all, good to have you here. How about that win last week? You needed it. You had 4 incredibly top 10 games with, incredible team opponents, and yet you made it through. You made it to the playoffs. But talk about that Pineville win first. What did you think about that offense when you first stepped on that field?
We felt confident that we was able to come out and win, but at the same time we couldn't make no mistakes.
That's right.
Like, we couldn't be like head over heels and just feel like we could just come out and just make free mistakes. And yes, sir.
Okay, Coach.
Like AJ said, we were confident. The last 5 games or so, we kind of been on something we used to call in college murder's row.
That's exactly what it was.
So it was good to start the game fast and finish that way as well.
All right, how does it feel to where it's now a whole new season? You can be one and done, or you can go play 5 games in the Superdome, towards the Superdome.
It's sudden death. Like I said, going back to the last few games since Franklin Parish, it's been pretty good opponents ever since.
Yes, it has.
It's
Franklin Parish was too, but you guys got the best of that one.
Right, I'm including them. So it's kind of been a playoff atmosphere ever since.
Okay.
So we shouldn't be shocked. The only thing that's different is we have to travel, still playing good talent, and we've been playing it all year.
Yeah. Talk to us about that road trip to Pineville. Were any issues? Everything went well? I didn't get to make that trip, so tell me about it.
The travel was fine. We did our deal. Coach Lewis did a good job of setting a good itinerary where we're not rushing at all. Guys were able to get their minds together. Had a good meeting and pregame activities before them, got on the bus and went down and handled business.
Well, one of the reasons I'm bringing up bus is we had President Crystal Boyd on earlier saying we're not done paying for the team buses yet. Still need another $3,000. We've narrowed it down to about $60 a player.
Okay.
So AJ, you taking 1 seat or 2 here, man? I'm checking you out here. He might need 120 for 2 seats, but $60 a player. OPHSBoosterClub.com. Tell us you got 36 hours to raise this $3,000. One person could do the whole thing, but the way Ouachita tends to do it, $20 bills and $50 bills, things like that is how it goes on. But 60 will get AJ to the game. So let's get AJ to the game, man. That needs to happen. So you don't want to have to walk, right? No, that's what I thought. Okay, let's talk about this Destrehan Wildcat offense.
Yes, sir.
What are we looking at when we go into their park Friday night?
I'm going to tell you something that I've thought about going, looking back, just watching them consistently throughout the week, is they remind me a lot of Neville. Skill positions are extremely well, decent, good offensive line, and the quarterback is what really reminds me of them because he does not hold the ball at all. He gets the ball to his playmaker. He's playing like point guard out there, and he's getting rid of it when they do throw the ball. They will run the ball effectively. They also have good backs, and they will run it well, but they really give me a good mindset of put me in the mindset of Neville. Okay,
all right. AJ, what about you? Anybody else other than Neville that they remind you of?
He pretty much said it.
Okay, he did. All right, so tell me what kind of offense do they like to run more, pass more? What kind of offense are we looking at?
They're a little bit of both. Like if they're going Wildcat, you got to watch out for number 4 because he mainly going to take the ball. He's not going to make it read. You just want the ball. And if they pass, it's going to be a lot of hitches.
Okay. All right. There you go.
You heard that this week?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody paying attention there. Talk about, when you're going to Destrehan, you have to go there. And when you get off that bus and you see that stadium for the first time, is it exciting, knowing you can win? Or is it like, oh, my gosh, this place is amazing? What goes through your mind, honestly?
Get off the bus and be ready to win.
Okay.
And take on the challenge.
All right. What about, AJ, with you and Dylan having so much fame in this state as being the middle, what do they call them, Millhaven people movers? I mean, you guys have really made a mark. The beautiful thing for Ouachita is you're both juniors. You're coming back next year. So, hey, that's the best part of it. But what has that felt like being part of a team like that, not just the whole Ouachita team, but you and Dylan?
It feels good. You can't do everything by yourself. You need your right-hand man.
Yep, and y'all do. What's it like coaching them?
This has been a different type of experience, coaching both of these kids at the same time. So many people text or call and ask about them. And, I don't know how often I talk about them, but I end up talking about them a lot just because what you just mentioned, their fame around the state. It's been a pleasure, honestly. The guy to my right is not only a good football player, but he's a good kid.
I know his daddy. I'm a fan of his daddy. And that apple didn't fall far from the tree there.
Not at all. So it's been my pleasure seeing them coach the right way, watching them grow. AJ put out a goal over the offseason to lose so many pounds, and now he's able to stay in games longer, stay on drives longer when we need him to. So I'm proud of him, and I'm glad to be around him.
AJ, what's it been like going from that very first, maybe Bayou Jam or Captain Shreve, to here it is, it's 10, 11 games later. Tell me the difference in your play from game one to right now.
I feel like at the beginning with Captain Shreve, I felt like my body wasn't right all the way. I started cramping towards the second half, but then I constantly start hydrating more, starting at the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
Hydrate more so you don't cramp, so I can stay in the game.
Absolutely right, yeah. And, of course, hotter temperatures. I hope that's not the case Friday night because, we are going south, but not that far south. All right, tell me some things that you are looking for. What, as a spectator watching this game, we expect the Destrehan Wildcats to do what on offense?
They're going to run the ball, but what you're going to see is some explosive play. They know they're explosive, and like I talked about earlier, and they want to get the ball to those playmakers right now and just let them be playmakers. It's what you want to do. You don't have to block very long. They don't have to run 40 yards to get 40 yards. They can run 4 yards and get 40 yards. So that's what they set up to do, and our job is to stop that.
Okay. Now, I know you both have defensive minds. What about that defense of theirs? What is your offense going to see out of that Destrehan defense? Because they have given up some big plays.
I really don't look at them besides practice.
All right.
That's not my business. I don't dip into that. My job is AJ. That's what we're working on.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
in practice, we kind of run the scout team look for them. So it's been some 3-4 going on. Sometimes when they play with a 3-2 box, they walk those outside backers down to make a 5-2 look. I'm playing some man free. So shooting some gaps on the inside. So Coach Phillips is prepared for that. Look like we're ready to go.
All right. Well, AJ, final thoughts here before we cut you loose here to get ready for Friday night. Final thoughts on what you're expecting Friday night.
I'm expecting us to come out confident, hard, and play fast. What
happens if something bad happens? Forget whatever it may be. Something bad happens. How do you keep that defense up and going? How do you keep everybody focused and, hey, next play's coming?
We can't, yell at each other, cuss each other. We can't do that. We got to stay together as a whole.
Does Destrehan do – I've noticed a couple of teams this year, when the defense is trying to substitute, they're going to go in there and try to quick snap. They're going to try to do – does Destrehan do the same, or are they pretty rigid with what they do?
At times they will, but –
so you got to pay attention.
You got to pay attention, be confident, just go ahead and get ready to play ball.
Okay. Coach, final thoughts about this Friday night playoffs.
Oh, man, just extremely excited for the opportunity is what it is. Even as a coach, I look at just you're not always able to do these things.
Right.
So the chances that you get to, you have to capitalize and live in the moment. Coach has been talking about we're not looking past. We can't go ahead and look past to the next round. What's to come? Have to take care of this game right here, and it goes play by play. Any play can be the play to change the game. Any play can be the play that wins the game. It's about 5 of them in the game, and you don't know when they're coming.
That's right.
And when they get here, you have to be ready for it. So that's what I take from the game. Excited that my boys, we've been able to get in it. And it's time to go play like our feet and hair on fire.
The majority of the state has packed up their lockers now, and they're done. You guys are still playing, and we want to see you playing for multiple weeks here. So best of luck to both of you. Again, sponsor AJ. Say, I want to pay $60 at OPHSBoosterClub.com so they can get this bus. We need $3,000 more. So this guy doesn't have to drive, and that guy doesn't have to ride on a Yellow Hound to get down there. Even if he takes 2 seats, that's still okay. We're good with that. So, all right, guys, thanks for being here. Best of luck Friday night.
Yes,
all right, you're tuned into the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. We'll have him back right after this segment. We're broadcasting live from Catahoula's. We'll be right back.
Sonica Schwartz is a proud supporter of Ouachita Lions football, dishing out some of the best burgers, conies, and appetizers in Monroe to the citizens of East Ouachita Parish for many years. From supersonic burgers to bacon doubles, chili cheese conies, jalapeno poppers, and weekly specials, Sonic has something that will satisfy your craving. Grab a snack on the way to the game or dinner on the way home. That's Sonica Schwartz, 520 Lincoln Road, proud supporter of Ouachita Lions football.
We warmly invite you to join us in worship at North Monroe. Our hearts are dedicated to serving Jesus and growing together as a community of faith. Through the power of worship, the intimacy of small groups tailored for all ages, and our deep commitment to supporting one another as we seek to walk with Christ. Join us on Sundays at 9 and 10:30 a.m. at our Monroe campus. You can also worship with us at our Bastrop campus at 10:30 a.m. For more info, visit us at northmonroe.com.
Big rig wrecks can lead to life-changing injuries. I'm Christian Creed. As an accident investigator for over 40 years and a former insurance adjuster, I know what insurance companies are looking for. Combine that with our experience in local team, including accident reconstructionists, economists, and engineers, we work hard together to leave no stone unturned to build the strongest case for you and your family. Remember, if you've been injured in an accident, let us go to work for you. Call Creed & Creed today. We're your local injury attorneys.
Hi, I'm Melanie, class of 2018.
Hi, I'm Matthew, class of 2020. And our dad owns Mel's Towing.
We don't want your arm and leg, we just want your toe.
343-9998.
Go on!
Diamond Gun and Outdoor in Lakeshore. Clearly a cut above the others. Get ready for a hunting season at your one-stop shop, Diamond Gun and Outdoors. Ammo, and check out the latest new and used rifles. Why hunt all over town when Diamond Gun and Outdoor in Lakeshore has everything you need, family owned and operated. Diamond Gun and Outdoor, 8203 Deserted Lakeshore, just down from Ray's PG.
Hi, I'm Chris Lewis, the proud owner of Coney Island Connection. For nearly 20 years now, we've served the Oklamis with our fast, friendly service and our famous chili cheeseburgers and our famous chili cheese dogs. Well, the chili is homemade. I'm asking you to stop by today and give us a try. We also serve hot tamales, roast beef po' boy, fried pickles, and much more. We even serve funnel cake fries here at Coney Island Connection on the corner of North 7th and Arkansas Road.
Football fans, are you ready to score big this season? Johnny's Pizza House is the winning play for every game day with our new Pizza Squad Rewards app. Download it now from johnnysbh.com/app and get in the game with $5 off your first in-app order. Every order earns you loyalty points, so you can rack up rewards faster than a running back hitting the end zone. Save your favorite orders, track your deliveries, and enjoy exclusive offers, all at your fingertips. Visit.
The staff at Community Health is all about service to the community. That's, we're trying to provide access to affordable, quality health care. And so with access comes service. And so you can't do that without having good staff.
Randall Garvin's Captain Avery Seafood and Specialty Meats is now open. 2 incredible and delicious institutions now under one roof. Fresh cut steaks, stuffed meats, and wraps.
He's got fresh seafood of every kind, along with boiled shrimp, barbecue ribs, sausage, and chicken. Plus, there's always grab-and-go dishes if you're not cooking.
Randall's is also taking ham and turkey orders for the holidays.
Randall's Captain Avery Seafood and Specialty Meats, 1 block off 165 at 2607 for Rand, Monroe.
If you or a loved one have been the victim of medical negligence or a drug injury, we can help. Do what thousands of satisfied clients have done. Call Jeff Guerrero, the injury attorney, and go Guerrero.
The last hailstorm, we called Weather Pro. They came out very quickly, inspected the house, did everything we needed to do, took care of all the paperwork, and took care of it quickly. After that was done, and they cleaned up everything and didn't have to worry about anything. There was no hassle, no nothing. It was great. They did a very professional job. I would highly recommend them for any job that you have for roofing needs.
We warmly invite you to join us in worship at North Monroe. Our hearts are dedicated to serving Jesus and growing together as a community of faith. Through the power of worship, the intimacy of small groups tailored for all ages, and our deep commitment to supporting one another as we seek to walk with Christ. Join us on Sundays at 9 and 10:30 a.m. at our Monroe campus. You can also worship with us at our Bastrop campus at 10:30 a.m. For more info, visit us at northmonroe.com.
Welcome back to the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. Final segment here as we are looking ahead to the Lions have made the playoffs. Second season has begun. Everybody is 0-0. Coach, it's the Destrehan Wildcats again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they're a name that, you know, has especially I think in the last 10 years been synonymous with good playoff football.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 2 years ago they were the state champions in Division I non-select. And have a deep history of football down there. Coach Marcus Scott has been there for some time now and does a really good job with them and has them, you know, with a 7-3 record this year, doing really well.
Okay, well, let's look at the team. Let's break it down on defense first.
Yeah, Destrehan is a 3-4 defense largely. They'll flip into some 3-3 stack stuff, but they're 3-4. Up front, number 93, he lines up right over the center. He's a nose. Kerry Chopin.
I'm going to have to get used to all these names.
Yeah,
I don't have Lou Sainama helping me on this.
Yeah, so Kerry Chopin is a senior. He's 5'10", 285, does a really, really good job there over the ball, giving centers fits. At the second level, at the linebacker level, number 53 is Med. I know I'm saying this one wrong.
Gilbert.
Mid Gilbert is what I guess I'll call him. He's a senior linebacker, 5'10", 210. You know, if you can believe this or not, at Destrehan, that's a smaller linebacker. They're used to having him 2 1/4 guys there. But he does a very good job, plays well. And then number 3 on the perimeter, he's an outside linebacker by position. Blake Brown, also a senior, strong safety, 5'8", 170. Those guys kind of solidify that defense and make a lot of the plays for that.
I'm seeing a lot of 12s on here.
Yeah,
they're
pretty senior heavy on that side of the ball. On the offensive side of the ball, I think you'll see they're a little less so, but they've done a good job this year defensively, you know, limiting. They're a team that, much like us last year, the first game of the year against Catholic, their quarterback had a kind of a freak injury that kept him out for about half the season. He came back against H.L. Bourgeois, I think, week 5. But the thing that they did, testament to them, they were able to continue kind of making things be productive. It wasn't an ideal situation. You can see that on film. It wasn't ideal for them. But they were able to still get some wins in there. Did get beat by Ash out of our district. Also lost to Terrebonne. And then, of course, the Catholic game, the first game of the year.
Tough teams.